That is sad. For those who don't know, Joe Biden took a huge fall on stage at the US Air Force Academy graduation ceremony Thursday, and this video is going viral like never before. And Trump recently responded to this. I don't want to put out a video here. There is a video I put out here few hours ago. I decided to delete that partaking to this issue with DNC. These Hollywood actors go after Democrats after playing this insane politics, not allowing Joe during the primaries to debate. This has been a topic of discussions online. It's a clear sign of something we already know. For those who never saw that video, I will put this again. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that.
So the DNC is openly ignoring, bypassing the will of the people. Why? That this was a democracy of the people, by the people, for the people. If we don't have a debate, this is not a democracy by the people. It's a democracy by them. For who? Big banks, big business, big tech, big pharma, big government, big whatever. I mean, what the hell? How is this a democracy? And how is anybody in the DNC right today going to post about thanking our troops and thanking the families who have made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our democracy and our way of freedom? And listen, I am grateful for them, but any member of the DNC who's going to think about posting that today, stop, think, and do your
They recently made it clear, DNC, that Joe will not debate during the primaries. This same party has been talking about democracy on every Democrat Party have been singing this like a song. Democracy, democracy.
cannot get over the fact that the Democratic National Committee is saying there will not be a debate to decide the nominee for president. Are you kidding me? There's no debate. There's no debate over an 80-year-old man who, if he lives, will be the oldest sitting president in the history of the country. And if he doesn't live, has a vice president whose approval rating is worse than his. This guy is obviously declining mental faculties. You're putting him up in front of a podium with flashcards telling him who to call on and what the questions are going to be. And you're telling us there's no debate? What about the will of the people? And let's just not even the will of the people. What about the will of the people who voted for the guy last time? Because of those people, 72% think there ought to be a debate. Of the people who voted for Biden last election, 72% want a debate. So the DNC is openly ignoring, bypassing the will of the people. Why? That this was a democracy of the people, by the people, for the people. If we don't have a debate, this is not a democracy by the people. It's a democracy by them. For who? Big banks, big business, big tech, big pharma, big government, big whatever. I mean, what the hell? How is this a democracy? And how is anybody in the DNC right today going to post about thanking our troops and thanking the families who have made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our democracy and our way of freedom? Now listen, I am grateful for them, but any member of the DNC who's going to think about posting that today, stop, think, and do your job before you start posting about how grateful you are. There are people out there who are willing to die to preserve democracy, because you are not preserving democracy right now. You're shoehorning your pick and forcing it on the rest of us. And don't tell me that the other candidates aren't serious, because one of them is polling at 7%. The other one is at 19%. That is a quarter of the vote who already thinks there's at the very least some debate about who ought to be president. If there's no debate, there's no democracy. No primary, no legitimate president. So thank you to all the troops. Thank you to the families who have made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our way of life. to preserve our democracy. Let's all do our part. We need a debate. How do we have a government? How do we have a democracy if we're letting a small little back room of people make all the important decisions for us? That's not a democracy, and it doesn't work because y'all have been wrong about a lot these last couple of years in that back room. No debate, no democracy. And I could be wrong. That's the thing. I could be wrong about all this. I could be wrong about the guy being fit for the job. I could be wrong about the other people being right, being legitimate, being crazy. You know what would solve that? A debate. Have a debate.
A sad situation. I'm actually glad he is calling this out. Touching even Kamala Harris, when you look at approval ratings or just similar to a video I did where Sonny Austin made it clear that it is because this is America and she is black. Reason her approval ratings are sinking. They understand what is happening with Joe. If they allow real debate, I don't even want to talk about this because it will be a disaster. We all know. So they are protecting him, by all means, which is really, not right. The people should decide who they want. You want to suppress the people, not to see what is happening. When I look at the kind of politics they play around with this, I always don't like to go deep into these political issues. Reason sometimes I like to focus on just some kind of videos, with these work things happening around. For some time now, I'm not doing videos about Joe.
So, Ron DeSantis, his big.
He gets booed here every day.
Well, it ain't